we'll dive in, you know?
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
we won't like, we won't look like
Absolutely.
we're not
Let's just
ready.
dive in, for God's sake.
Okay, we're
Dive
on
in.
everybody. And
Oh,
we're
here we
live.
go.
Okay.
Hey, we are live. Hey guys, good to see you all. Oh my goodness,
Okay.
sorry for the delay, but we're here, and so are you. So it worked. Awesome. Um, oh, thanks, Susie. Oh, that's sweet. In chat on YouTube, Susie says, "Happy Mother's Day weekend." Oh, thank you. Awesome. Who else do we have? We
Yay,
have Robin
yes.
and Terry. Oh my gosh. Hey guys.
Hi,
Okay.
guys. We don't know who's out there, but we're here for you.
Hey guys. Yeah.
Finally,
Yeah.
after a couple of glitches in the computers.
It
So,
happens.
but we all know that it goes, right?
So why are we
Yeah.
doing this YouTube in the first place, everybody? Let's go there.
Let's go
Yeah, let's
there.
go there.
You know, actually, like I would want to address something that I think is on a lot of people's minds right now. And it's with the current economic climate. I mean, there's this like big question hanging over people's potential home projects. Is
Mhm.
this even the right time to renovate right now or redesign? Should we just wait things out and see what happens in the market? And I'd love to get your perspective on this because a lot of people out there are just kind of sitting on the fence and feeling apprehensive to get started. So I'm really curious about what advice you would give to someone like that.
Who wants to take that?
Well, Dana, you have the real estate background, and I've got the design background, and
Yeah.
I know what I
So,
would
so let
say.
me ask. So Megan, let me ask you this question. Megan, so
Yeah.
what's going on in
Yes.
Seattle in the housing market?
Well, Seattle actually, the market is pretty hot right now. And this happens actually like in every spring
Mhm.
generally. But the issue with Seattle is like there's like no inventory. And so the prices are soaring. A lot of people are actually selling to take advantage of that too. But the issue is like a lot of the homes that are going up for sale need kind of significant renovation, to be functional or to look good or whatever. And so
Hmm.
I think a lot of people have been kind of gun shy and pulling the trigger because they do feel apprehensive about starting a home project.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
were telling
but
me that because we were talking a little earlier, and you were telling me about something that was like in West Seattle, a ridiculous amount of money, like 2.2.
oh yes, oh my gosh. So I came across this listing. Like it was gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. It was like a two-bedroom, two bath in West Seattle, selling for 1.8 million. And again, it was not like some like big giant home, mind you, but you could tell what they did was they must have knocked down some walls and they really didn't cheap out on the finishes. Like they had like really good appliances, beautiful tile, beautiful bathrooms. I mean, they renovated it so well. And I know for a fact that they didn't purchase this home for anywhere near 1.8, but that is what it's going to sell for. And it's really
Yeah.
like, I mean, it was gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous what they were able to do. But I could tell it was maybe like an older craftsman at one point, but they kind of just, yeah, like I said, knocked down walls and made it more functional for like how we live our lives now. And beautifully done, tastefully done. It looked like a designer did it, honestly. Yeah.
Well, and I was just going to say, Dana always tells me the same thing, which is the real estate axiom is pretty sells.
Mhm.
Is that true, Dana?
My intro. Um, yeah, listen, Lisa and I have done a lot of hospitality projects together over the years, and the
Yeah.
reality common denominator is all of our projects have sold for, not all of them, but a lot of them have sold for like record prices, especially the hospitality projects. And the reason that happened, the entire reason that happened was, there was good business strategy involved, but for the most part, they were beautiful places. And we got photographers in to take the right photographs. And then and that made people want to put us in magazines. And that was
Yeah.
back in the old days of magazines. And the reality is that we would book up. So we would book up, we would have high occupancies, we were able to raise our rates. As a result, we would get more occupancy and it just fed on itself. And so our hospitality projects, we had two that broke world records. World
Mhm.
records. One that we owned together in a partnership, and another one that we did for another group that was, we designed and developed it. But the reality is it was the emotion and the experience that that emotion brings to a person in terms of the space that they live in. And so
Yeah.
you take that and translate that over to residential, your residential home, your home. And a beautifully designed home is going to sell more, and it's going to be more valuable because people buy in two ways. You've got the investor mindset, then they are buying for cheap, 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 or they're buying a location and they're going to redevelop it, right? Or
Right.
you're buying a home and you either are going to do the home yourself and renovate it, so you're really an investor in a sense, your mindset, or you're going to go in and you're going to build something that you're going to buy something that you want to live in. And most people fall into that category. So emotionally speaking, when you have a beautiful project, a beautiful home, that home is going to be more valuable than the home that is not done. It just is.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I tell everybody is, because we hear this a lot, like, when should I start my project? Do I start my project today? Do I wait for 6 months? I don't know what's going on with the economy. The market's a big mess. When do I do this? And what we're answering right now, and this is the truth, this isn't for you to come do our programs or anything, which we have, by the way, but this not for that reason. It's, hold on, I'll just give you 1 second. It's because the fact that when people are engaged in, when they renovate their homes today. Sorry, Lisa, I got distracted when you did that.
I am dying. There are so many people talking on the YouTube chat right now about
Oh, are there
this.
really? Oh, I'm
Yes,
not on
and
the
I
fence.
want to
don't
just
see what
mention
everyone's saying.
something.
Okay,
Well, here's
good.
the deal, is that what Dana was about to say is that the honest truth about being in a weird economic environment is that there are times that you can take advantage of it, and this is one of them. And Husky, you said it right, which is, he goes, I am doing a big renovation on my rental house so we can charge more money, guys, before prices go up for supplies. And that's the real reality. Guys, I have my program, the designer method, right? I'm working with people to renovate their homes right now. And these people are in it right now. They have already started their projects. And two things are very clear to us all that are sitting on this side of the fence, which is that right now, contractors are calling you looking for work. Okay, which was never the case in the last 5 years. Remember, after COVID, nobody could get a contractor for love or money.
Get one.
Right?
Oh, they
Couldn't
were
find
charging like
anybody.
7 to 10 times more. Like, honestly,
That's
the
right.
labor was
Exactly.
crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now they're looking for business. Okay. So that gives you a whole lot more control. Number one. And then number two, before prices go up, if you are thinking about doing something right now, you better start, because prices only go one way, guys, up. Right? Over time, prices always go up.
Well,
Okay. So the reality of it is, this is a great time to get in there now before these things start to kind of plug and play and start to happen. That's the reality of it. It's kind of like the idea of, if you're thinking about it, you should absolutely take action, because now is the time. Just like Husky said here. I mean, Husky, you're so smart. Corpus Christi, Texas. And he's saying, listen, I'm going to get more money for my rental because it's going to look nice and it's going to function well and be a good property, because I've spent a little money to get it up to par. And here's the trick, guys. What nobody really knows is that you don't have to do a whole home gut or reno. I mean, some of the places that you're talking about, Megan, they may need structural work, and that's the kind of thing. But for the average person who's in their house and you just have been living with this sorry kitchen for 20 years, if that's you, get on it right now, because you're going to find a contractor who will be happy to work with you, and you're going to be able to get stuff at the better pricing right now than you would. And why not live with something before you eventually either sell it or not? But don't live like you're living with a kitchen you just are, Have, because you've had it for 20 years.
3 years ago, our coaching program clients, their biggest problem was they were spending, they could not get anyone to work on their projects. No one would answer their phone calls. You could now, it's flip-flop, right? The materials coming in were the sort of what the prices were in the last few years, but they couldn't get anybody. They just couldn't get their projects done.
Yes,
Everyone
that's
was
right.
busy. It's
That's right.
flip-flop now, and you have this golden opportunity now to be able to take advantage of contractors, not take advantage of them, but take advantage of
Yeah,
contractors
sort
who
of.
are needing the work. They're needing they need you. And so that that gives you power. So we were talking about
That's
this
right.
today. It
Yeah.
flips it. So in other words, yeah, maybe materials are a little more expensive now, but the reality is that labor, the big number,
Labor's the
labor is
big
down,
number.
is going to be
Yes,
down or
yes,
reasonable, and you can get people to jump through
yes,
hoops for you right now.
yes,
Oh,
yes. No, that's absolutely true.
I actually had something else to say and I completely forgot about it. So sorry. What is
So,
everybody saying in chat?
oh,
Um, Well, we've got, what I love is that we always have the whole country like represented, right? You know, it's
yeah.
lots of guys. We've got Nashville, we've got Texas, we've got Atlanta, we've got Seattle, West Coast area, we've got Colorado, and you guys are out there seeing what's happening in your neighborhoods, right? And the reality of it is, everyone has the ability to do some improvements on their place. And a lot of times you just want to do a little something, or you kind of just bought something new. But if you're going to put it up for sale, or if you're going to live in it, either way, if you want to do any kind of upgrades, even if it's just like a little space, like a guest bathroom, or maybe your bathroom, or a little bigger project is maybe your kitchen, or just a bedroom, or maybe you're outdoors. That's another thing that people have been talking to us about as well recently, is the fact that, they're outdoors, it's all overgrown, and they just don't have the desire to spend any time outside. Outdoors can be a relatively budget oriented project if you know how to do it. And that's really
Mm.
the thing, which is that it doesn't take $1 million to get $1 million look. That's
Hmm.
the big
Yeah. Can I
misunderstanding.
can I share something with everybody? So guys,
Yes.
we did a hospitality project in Napa. Okay. And the reality is, and this is what I want to land for everybody, is that it was the first property to ever break $1 million per key. Okay, it was a big metric in real estate. Okay, the point that I'm making here is it was a crappy B&B when we bought it originally. It was terrible. So the reality is you can move the needle significantly. You can create you can increase the value of your real estate. You can actually give your property you can actually use your property and make income from it from Airbnb or VRBO, which was not available. And I have an announcement to make to everybody. Are you ready for the big announcement?
Yes.
No, no, really. I'm going to show you guys something. I'm going to share my screen with you guys on YouTube. So,
Up.
yeah. So anyway, our book, literally, this is a book that Lisa and I wrote together about turning your space and giving it the most value possible. And it's called Book Solid, and it came out today, this
Oh
morning,
my gosh.
and
Today.
it's available
Amazing.
for
I love
sale.
it.
And
I
and
love
right
it.
now, for all of you guys that are on right now, up and through the weekend, it's at a special like pre-sale price of like, I don't know, it's $2.99 for your ebook or whatever. And this book, literally, if you follow the stuff in this book, it can make you thousands, if not, well, it can make you hundreds of thousands, and if not more, in increased value if you follow this. This is exactly what we did with with every property we've ever done. And we've had many properties that have won awards. And Lisa, that's because she's an amazing designer and people just love
Mhm.
being in spaces that she creates. And so this is our new book that we just brought out. And I just want to share it with you guys. So that's it. That's
Awesome.
really
That's really
exciting.
cool.
Congratulations. Super cool.
Yeah.
Thank
So
you.
like
And
circle.
really Dana wrote it. So let me just say that
Yeah.
I contributed my input and kind of what I knew. But Dana, it's really a really valid it's a really valid book for anybody who's attempting to do anything with their spare guest bedroom, their kids' college guest bedroom. Anybody who's doing any like small rental properties or anything like that, you need to be reading this because it's not long, it's not very involved, but it gives you the insider track on exactly what you want to
No,
be
no,
able to do.
it's a no, in my opinion, it's a perfect length. I mean, you don't need to over explain it. It is what it
Oh,
is.
right.
You know,
Right.
we talk about how to market it, how to position your property, how to think about your property, how to start your property, how to design your property, anything. So that's just that aside. And I don't think I really didn't mean to bring that up. It was just that it came up today. I mean, this has been in the works for years. And so it just came out today. So anyway, if you guys go out and buy it, we would be totally appreciative of that. You'll be able to buy it on Kindle paperback and get a hard copy. And we're happy to sign it, but we'll have it on a hard copy.
I was like, I want a
And
signed copy.
well, that will come out
Yeah.
probably in a
Yeah.
couple of days. It takes longer
Okay.
for that to happen, but yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you guys. So
No,
anyway,
Awesome.
that's
moving on.
great.
Well, I mean, you
No,
both are
that
like, I was going to say, we both are very experienced in the design and real estate investment world. And I'm sure you've seen a lot of mistakes and maybe even made a few yourself. But I'm actually curious, what would you say is like the biggest mistake people make in their home projects? And really, at what point do things in the process just go off the rails?
can I?
Yes, Dana.
Do you want to start, Dana?
Well, you're the master of this stuff, but I was just going to say that when I talk to people because I talk to people who are considering doing some of our programs or our coaching programs and things like that. And when I talk to them, they do exactly what I just did. So I redesigned our website. Go to lisaholt.com, and I just redesigned it. Okay.
Oh, put that in
Anyway,
the chat.
and
Yes. Mhm.
I know enough to be dangerous, right? I know I've done some websites in the past. So I just jumped in there and started working on it. That was like a month ago. Okay. I thought it was going to take me a week, and I am still working on the website. It's still not done and ready. You guys can see it if you go to lisaholt.com, but the reality is not done yet. Anyway, the point that I'm making is halfway through this, I remembered what we teach, which is you have to have a master plan. You have to have inspiration. You have to have a mood board. You have to know what you're doing, and you have to follow
Yes.
a plan. And I wasn't doing any of that. I was just jumping in and just
On the website?
yeah, on the website.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh.
So
Oh,
the funny
yes.
thing is, I was doing what we teach people not to do with design with the website. So anyway, I went back to the drawing board. I found inspiration. I found this, I found that. And I was able to do what it took me. I didn't even finish it after 3 weeks. And I was able to do that in like 3 days. And so it made a difference when you're following a system, because I was listening to my own coaching.
Mhm.
It's
Well, that
it's
really
always
is
easy to
true.
teach
I mean,
people. Yes. So I just wanted to share
where
that.
do well, it's true. Where do people go off the rails? Because it's one thing to, do a website and what you've wasted 3 days or whatever, right? But when you're talking about your home, there's a lot of ways you can slide down that slope into super expensive mistakes, whether it's
Mhm.
$50 or 50,000. Okay. I've seen a lot of it. And the reality of it is choices that you make when you are under pressure and unprepared for making that choice will always be a mistake. It's a guarantee. And the second part about things that I've really realized that people don't know is that, and this is nobody's fault, but you guys don't know that there's a whole ecosystem of people and products and things that you have to manage and control when you're doing a design project. And every one of those little bits and pieces costs money, either in terms of labor or actual materials, right? So the first thing that you have to do is exactly what Dana said, is you have to have envisioned it And you have to have master planned your way through the entire process to the end. And when you know what that looks like, then you're not going to make any mistakes. That's actually the biggest mistake I see people make, is that they get going. And
Mm.
they think, I mean, it's very easy, guys. Listen, it's nobody's fault because we live in a world where imagery and Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook, all those places, the imagery is like a fire hose. But the real reality of it is that just because you live in a house and you look at a lot of Pinterest pages doesn't mean you understand the process or the system that you're about to
Yeah.
enter.
Because the
And that's
process,
really important.
well, the process
Sorry,
is evergreen. And that's what people don't understand.
process is
We're
the
using
same.
the
Yeah,
exact same process 25, 30 years ago as we're using today. And it has
exact
nothing
same
to
thing.
do with your design style. It has nothing to do with
No,
with trends. It has, because the process is the same. You're
that's
doing
right.
until we start just kind of like having AI build our houses for us automatically with something that goes whoop and the house comes up. You're going to have to do it. It's going to be a process, and you need people to do that, and you need to know how to do that. Very, very
And
important.
that the other thing that people don't really realize is that it's like a wedding. Okay. You can have a wedding for 30 people, or you can have a wedding for 3,000 people. Okay. But you still have to do the same things, whether or not it's for 30 people or 3,000. It's just a volume change. Okay. This is the same thing. If you're going to fluff your uh, powder room, okay, for instance, you actually have to do the same process that you would have to do if you were doing your whole house. Now, your whole house is a bigger scope, right? It's going to take longer and it's going to cost more. And maybe that's not where you are in your headspace right now. Maybe you want to just bite off a little something that'll make you feel a little bit better and make your house be more of a place that acts like a sanctuary. Because, guys, the real truth of the matter is, with it all like it is right now, your house is your best investment. Just like, Husky said, it's honestly true that the property value that you own and that you're probably living in, it can go up or it can go down. Okay. But the truth of it is, the more you invest into it the right way, the more it'll go up. Right. And so at the end of the day, whether or not you ever sell it or you live in it forever, you get to either enjoy the benefits of what you've done to make the house be better for your lifestyle and the people in your
Yeah.
lives, or not.
Yeah.
So
And I think that's like such like an important point, like about enjoying the space now rather than waiting, because if you're going to do it anyway, why not enjoy it now? Right. And so I'm kind of curious. So for someone who is thinking about doing a home project, but maybe they're still a little budget conscious, like what would be your advice on prioritizing which projects to tackle first to like get the most immediate enjoyment out of their home?
well, I'd like to answer this for a second, Lisa. We have a big giant program that literally allows you to do your whole house. I mean, you basically start at zero, and and Lisa's comment is we start you at zero and you don't know anything. I mean, most everybody knows a lot, but you don't know anything, and we take you all the way through the process. Well, what we've done is we've created these micro programs. They're small little bite-sized
Yes.
programs, which allows you to just get a piece of it. Like maybe it's just like I want to learn about cabinets, I want to learn about drapes, I want to learn about this, I want to learn about that. So all these little micro programs all add up, so that they say crumbs make a loaf, right? So all these little crumbs get you there. So you can phase it in 3 large phases, you can phase it in just one big giant phase, or you can phase it in 100 little phases. So you can get a little bit going on, a little bit going on every single month. You can make a plan to do one little piece of it a month, and then you do that and
Yes.
come back,
Yes. You know what we face a lot, guys, is when so renovation is overwhelming. Okay. The idea of doing something with your house is overwhelming. Because you're competing with all that imagery that, is locked in your
Mm.
brain, on Pinterest and all the rest of that. And you don't have to create that. You get to create what it is you want. And that's all part of the program. That's easy. But the real reality of it is when you're doing something and you're staring down the pipe and redoing something, it's overwhelming. And so people that come to us are so overwhelmed that the first piece of news that we always give them is, guys, you can do this in pieces. You can do this in phases, micro phases even. I just put out a video the other day that was just, YouTube is sort of a short format, and so it's hard to kind of like get into it. But there's budget solutions that can transform your space quickly. Megan, you were talking to me the other day about how many people are asking you about paint, right?
Yes.
And the real reality of it is we have like a micro program so that you can understand exactly how to pick the right colors and how to actually paint, what to apply where, how to do your cabinets if you're going to do them yourselves. We have so many people that are doing their work themselves because they're saving themselves the labor. So that's great. But they're still doing it because they've lived with this master bathroom for 35 years and they hate it. Right. So they're redoing it, but they're redoing it on their own. So the reality of it is you can just do a little part of something and we can get you across the finish line without feeling overwhelmed.
Well,
because you've got this, because I've got you and I've got it. That's
yeah,
the
well, of
program.
course. I mean, that's why people jump into our programs. Listen, guys, I mean, it sounds like it's an infomercial. In a way, we'd love for you to come to our programs, obviously. But the reality is it doesn't matter if you do our programs or you work with your friend who's a interior designer or you work with your friend who's a contractor or whoever. Just get the help.
Yeah.
But know the process.
Yes.
You have to have guidance. Going it alone is your biggest mistake. The idea that I can hit Chat GPT up and I can go to here and I can go to here and I can go to Google and I can go to Pinterest. Yeah, those are all tools we all use. We use all those tools. We're creating an AI product in our business as well. That's not the point, though. The point is there's a process, a human process that goes on. You got to hire contractors. You got to figure out how you're going to get this from A to B. You need to figure out how you're going to budget your money. You need to understand what your mood boards are. You have to understand the process. And that process is what you can start doing now, today. You don't need, but you just need to know how to do it. You need the guidance. And so, yeah, we kind of like take you by the hand and walk you down the yellow brick road. Really, that's the way I envision it, is like, is to go. You're in Mario.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so for those watching now who are interested actually in having help, would they go to lisaholt.com?
Yes.
Yeah, that'd be the
Yes.
easiest thing. I mean, if you wanted help from us and you kind of like what we do here, then yeah, go to you Lisa.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's absolutely right. The whole idea there is if you're curious and you just want to know a little bit more about something, go to lisaholt.com. Okay, because this is where there's so much explained. This new website that I didn't know that you had started 3 days before without a sense of master planning it. So
3 weeks before I just started doing it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was a
my God, I
disaster.
didn't know that.
It was like, oh God. Anyway, but yeah, no. I mean, I want to make sure that everybody realizes that, our job is to help guide you guys who are doing it yourself. And you're not
Yes.
a big designer. And I mean, listen, designers are great and we love them. And we are them and we're them. But you're not bringing in a designer. That's out of many people's pocketbook range. So what does everybody else do? Well, if you're sitting at your kitchen table and you're going, let's just not do anything with the kitchen because I want to, but let's just not do anything because I'm afraid of what to do next. You have a way to kind of do it without going it alone. And that's what we offer. I mean, in terms of the programming that we do. And that's really what you offer when you do your YouTube videos, Lisa, is you give people a lot of little bite-sized things. The problem with that,
That's right.
they're just little bite-sized things. It's kind of like,
They're sort of disconnected.
it
Right.
doesn't give you a full drawn out, what do I do next? How do I do this? Where do I go? And that's what we do that's what you do with the program. So, yeah. So
Yeah,
we
that's
actually
true.
have we have 5 minutes and we got to wrap this up. We actually have one of our programs that start in 5 minutes. So we're going to get right off of this and go to them. But anything that you want to finish with, Lisa?
I do. I want to mention that if this piques any interest for you guys, go to the website and get on our email list. Okay,
Yeah.
because we're starting a new
The micro courses.
micro courses program with this week. Okay. And if you're interested at all in just knowing how to do some window treatments or just knowing how to do maybe, some tile in a bathroom or
Yeah.
something like that, if you're interested in anything, just like a small tackleable project, then get your name on that email list because you guys are going to be the first ones in line. And are we taking 10 spots? I've
No, no, no,
forgotten.
no,
I
no.
can't remember. But just get on the list
Yeah.
because
No,
we're gonna,
we're
yeah.
building a wait list. And so you can join that wait list by going to lisaholt.com. Okay. There's that.
Yes.
And yeah, and you guys who do that, we've got this little book that we're going to send you. And if you want to go buy Book Solid, go to Amazon.com and
Somebody already bought
and
it on the chat.
are you kidding me?
Joanna.
Oh, nice. Awesome.
I hope you enjoy it, Joanna. And if I see it showing up in my office mailbox, I will sign it for you.
Okay, I want to tell, we had a couple of designer method members who were super excited about coming on with us. I got text bombed all over the place today about like, where's my link to the
Oh,
my link? And I just want to let you guys know that we're sorry we had technical issues. Sometimes going live is a little tricky, especially the way we do it. And we were struggling. So anyway, I apologize for that. But if you have any questions, you can always contact us at hello@lisaholt.com. You can always go to our website, or you can just watch for our programs that come out, or you can buy our book. And I don't know. That's about it.
I can't believe you
Awesome.
got that book published, Dana. That's a good job. That's a good job. And we're
All
very
right.
excited about this micro program idea because Megan came to me just the other day saying, I think everybody feels like that maybe they could do some painting, but maybe
Mhm.
they're not going to tackle the entire house renovation.
Mhm.
And just the other day, I was talking to somebody from our designer method full course program. Okay. And she was really upset and going, I don't think I can handle this any longer. I want to let go of the backyard. And I said,
Mhm.
absolutely. Throw that into your next phase. Leave that
Yeah.
be. Let's get the rest of this done because, there's lots of crying in design, right? And so there was a lot of crying going on because
Yeah.
this was a huge project that she was tackling. And I just said, we'll talk next year about the backyard. Don't even sweat it for today. Just for now,
Mhm.
put a couple of, chairs out there and a barbecue. You're good to go for the summer. But
Yeah.
you'll have a fabulous house.
All right. So Lisa, why don't why don't we
Yes.
all say goodbye? Guys, we appreciate you watching. We're going to end the stream. We're going to be back. I think we should do more of this. Let us know in the comments whether
Yes.
you want us to do more of these. And we will talk
Yes.
about all sorts of subjects. And we'll get Lisa on there. Now that we hammered out all our technical difficulties, we're going to get Lisa on there and she'll start drawing and showing you what she does. And we'll just start making a weekly thing out of it, which I actually would love to do. All right, guys.
Oh, I think so too.
All
Yes.
Yeah.
right.
Do you guys like it? Thumbs
Definitely.
up. Do you
Yeah.
guys like the idea?
We're
Let us know
Thumbs up.
let us
Thumbs
know
up in
in
chat.
the real
comments.
channels. Yeah, in the real
Yeah.
channel comments. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So because the chat goes away.
Okay.
So yay, there's lots of hundreds happening.
Oh,
Okay,
good.
very good.
All right. Bye, you
Nice.
All
guys.
right, guys,
Love
we'll
you.
do it.
Right.
We'll
Bye,
see you
guys.
guys. Bye.